Crimewatch, the programme that watches crime. This is Crimewatch. Our main story tonight. We need your help to track down Lee Wardell, an apparently ordinary person who has left a trail of destruction and misery that leads all the way to Australia and back. With me I have Sergeant Oxley from Newmarket Police. Now Sergeant Oxley, can you tell us a little bit why the authorities are after this ludicrous, absurd man?
Lee Wardell is perhaps the silliest man that ever has walked this earth. He's wanted in a number of countries and across a number of continents, and the sheer number of absurd events that seem to follow him around makes police and the authorities particularly interested to talk to him and to find him.
Now he's wanted in a number of locations around the globe from the past 2 decades. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Well, I think he is. It would be prudent to say that at this moment, Mr. Wardell is in fact probably the chief contributor to climate change and the lack of ozone. Often attributed to our scanners have picked up the fact that he's got an enormous amount of methane that comes out of his anus on a very regular basis.
Which is a threat to us all, obviously. We're also going to be talking to some of his victims in Australia to see if we can piece together this ugly jigsaw. But first, a reconstruction for you at home to jog your memories of these quite bizarre events.
It was here in Norwich that Mr. Wardell, after a night of drinking, made his way to the lavatory after soiling his own pants after a misdirected fart. In a frantic panic, he decided the best course of action would, unbelievably, be to open the cistern of the toilet and stuff his shitty pants into it. He left the building sometime later with no guilt whatsoever and no pants. Unbelievable.
Reports remain unclear, but witnesses do state that at some point on this journey, Mr. Wardell lowered himself naked onto a brand new motorcycle.
Just down the road from here, a few years later, the following events unfurled at Mr. Wardell's own place of work.
Lee, what the fuck are you doing? This is my office! You got 20 minutes, tie yourself up. Now, Sergeant, as I understand it, the police would like to focus in on these underpants. Could you tell us a little more about them?
Yes, these are a very interesting pair of underpants and also a very important piece of evidence. You'll note that the stretchy elastic on the top there and a little fly hole at the front there. So very important use.
Now these ones, I believe that within the cotton and polyester weave, there's some elasticity and give within the pants themselves. Is that crucial to this case?
It can be crucial, particularly in the case of a misdirected fart. The stretchiness is important to the gathering of what may come out below there. And so you see there that there's a grey and white, and you've made another observation yourself.
Yes, indeed I have. Within the gusset of the pants, deep within the weave, if you notice there and there is some semen and quite a lot of feculence.
Yes, there certainly is. So police would be very interested in talking to anybody if you recognise pants like this. If you've been hanging around toilets, if you found a pair of pants in a toilet cistern, it's very important you get in touch with us. You could help save somebody.
And now it's time to hear from one of our witnesses.
That's right. This particular lady has shown enormous courage in coming forward and speaking with us today. She has been quite close to Mr. Wardell in the past, and as a result of this, her identity needs to be protected.
Let's hear from Kelly now.
I remember the afternoon well. We'd just been to Phi Phi Island in Thailand, and we had to head back to the mainland on the ferry. So I always like going at the front of the boat, so we rushed to the front, got our prime position, set sail. It was beautiful. I really thought it was just going to be a fantastic trip back, lots of photos and fun. Then Lee told me he wasn't feeling very well. I was a bit surprised because Lee doesn't get seasick, so I thought maybe a few too many pad thai, a few too many Chang beer, maybe while we'd been on the resort. That familiar aroma then filled the air, a Lee Wardell bottom burp. I cringed but thought, hey, it's okay, the wind's blowing, it's soon going to pass. He then turned to me and said, I need your help. I'd like to say I was sympathetic and helpful, but I wasn't. Lee turned to me and said, I really need your help. I couldn't ask him what was wrong, I couldn't speak. I had a feeling I knew what it might be. But even I wasn't quite ready for the immortal line, I've just shit myself. So there we were upon a ferry. Lee shat his pants. He then scrambles around for some clean shorts and starts trying to get changed. Towels flailing, shorts in the air. And suddenly to my left I see something come into view through my laughter. It's another boat. Not just another boat. A very busy other boat. With a huge crowd of people all standing and waving at us. I gave a little wave back. Unfortunately, Lee just had a beach towel in one hand, some shitty shorts in the other. I think a little bit of him died that day.
It must have been very difficult for Kelly to do. That's Kelly Hardcastle from Newmarket. Interpol have been in touch and we have some advice from them. Can you fill us in with that, please?
That's right, yeah. Backed up by the World Health Organization. The important things for people at home, it says here, is to definitely not to let Lee Wardell anywhere near your YouTube after midnight. That's very important. Never let him borrow your DVDs. They could end up anywhere. Police are still searching a number of leads on that line as well. And don't let him borrow your Tesco club card. So I think there's some good advice there for everybody.
Absolutely. Right, now for our rogues gallery. Can you recognise any of these individuals? Well, they're all fucking criminals, aren't they? Now it's over to Sergeant Plumpton in Australia to weave together the strands of this interesting story.
G'day, Detective Plumpton here, talking about Lee Wardell. He's a dead set drongo. He comes over here to our beautiful country Australia and destroys our ozone layer, as you can see. He's killing all of us over here because he goes out with his friends. Shitting his pants is infectious. Even his friends are shitting their pants when they go out with him. So Lee Wardell, he wants to be careful because if he comes back here to Australia, we got warrants out for his arrest. He several counts of shitting his pants, as well as bringing infectious diseases across on his aircraft. This is not a crime scene here. It bloody well should be. But Lee Wardell seems to have aversion to using these facilities. And there be the problem. One of Lee Wardell's beliefs is that socks are not just for wearing on your feet. He seems to think that these items of clothing are also secondary for toilet paper. When caught short, or indeed, when always caught short by Lee Wardell, the socks come out.
Thank you, Sergeant Plumpton.
No worries, keep in touch!
Chilling. Very, very chilling. Now it appears we have lots of emails and texts coming in right now. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Sergeant?
Yes, we've had some excellent calls and some very strong themes emerging. One of which is a lot of correspondence saying that Mr. Wardell never has any battery at all on his mobile phone.
That's no battery.
There's been some interesting sightings actually recently, some in the Lake District, reports of him swimming just in his Grundies in the Norfolk Broads, and a number of people, a number of correspondents, a very strong theme is saying he owes them a £5.
Does that sound familiar?
Give us a call.
So from all of us here at Crimewatch, don't have nightmares. Good night.